So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the class on statistics, where we are discussing the concept of median. Last two classes, we discussed about median. We discussed about how you can find the median if raw data is given or if class interval with frequency is given. So the whole idea is to find less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency, and then we can continue a calculation. Last class, we also did the problem which came in Bangalore City exam, I think in 2016 or 17. And in today class, we're going to discuss this question here in this question, greater than class interval with greater than cumulative frequencies given. If the word greater than is there, means definitely the other number is cumulative frequency. And that also you can easily understand if you see this number carefully. If you see this number carefully, if you see the number carefully, here is 70, 62, 50, 38. So this, the way this number is progressing with this, by looking at the pattern of the number only, you can easily understand that in this question the data here is more than cumulative frequency. Fine. So now once you are understood this concept that your data is more than cumulative frequency and more than class interval, you can convert this into normal class interval. If you are trying to convert this into normal class interval, understand that with greater than or with more than, the value what is attached is the lower limit. With less than, the value what would be attached would be the upper limit. So here if you see, the difference is 10, 10, 10. So you can see the class interval that will be 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, then 30 to 40, then 40 to 50, then 50 to 60, then 60 to 70, then 70 to 80. Okay, so then you can see 80 to 90. If you see the frequency here, frequency start from down. So if you see with greater than, the value what is attached is lower limit. So this would be 90 to 100. Okay, so you start from the down, last frequency. If you want to convert this in normal frequency, that will be 4. Then the next one would be 9 minus 4, 5.
Fine, sir.
The next one would be 17 minus 9, that would be 8.
8.
Then 24 minus 17, that would be 7. Okay, then 30 minus 24, it would be 6.
6.
Then 38 minus 30, that would be 8. Then 50 minus 38, that would be 12. Then 62 minus 50, that would be 12. And 70 minus 62, that would be 8. So once you get the data, convert the data as normal class interval with normal frequency. Now for median calculation, you need less than cumulative frequency. You need less than cumulative frequency. So write 8, then 12 plus 8, 20, 20 plus 12, 32, 32 plus 8, you get 40, 40 plus 6, you get 46, 46 plus 7, you'll get 53, then 53 plus 8, you'll get 61, 61 plus 5, 66, 66 plus 4, 70. You can see this and this should be same. Now, if you want median, what you should do for median calculation, what you have to do, you know the formula of median. The formula of median is L plus H by F into sum of F by 2 minus EF. So in this calculation of median, where if you are trying to calculate the median, here how will you determine what is L, what is H, what is F and all? So already we have discussed in the previous class, you have to find sum of F by 2. To decide that value, you have to find sum of F by 2. So sum of F, median means middlemost value. So it means 50% of the data. So sum of F is 100. So 100 by 2, if you do, this would be 50. So then once you get that, then you see the cumulative frequency table. Okay, you get the value, right? Sum of F by 250. Then see in cumulative frequency table, the next value which is greater than 50. So the next value what is greater than 50, you can see is 53. So you see in the cumulative frequency table, the next value which is greater than 50, that the next value what is greater than 50 is 53. Once you get that range, you can easily determine what is L, what is H, what is F. Everything you can easily determine. So L for U would be 60. The L for U would be 60. The H is the difference of that would be 10. Frequency for this is 7. Okay, so L means the lower limit of the selected class interval. So the selected class interval is 60 to 70 with a frequency 7 and less than cumulative frequency 53. So your L is 60, your H is 10, your frequency is 7, and one cumulative frequency before that, that we call as CF. So your cumulative frequency will be 46. Once you get all this, you just put them in the formula. So your median will be L. So this is L is 60, 16 plus H. H means the class width. That is 10 divided by frequency. Frequency is 7. Sum of F by 2 means 100 by 2 minus CF. CF is one cumulative frequency before that. That is 646. So you just need to solve it. So you'll get the median. Median is 16 plus 10 by 7 is equal to 15 minus 56. This is 16 plus 10 by 7 into 4. So the median is equal to 60 plus 40 by 7. So your median is 60 plus 5.71. So
5.7.
5.71. So your median is basically 65.71, or you can write 66 approx. So I have spoken about median. Like median, when we say median, median means middlemost value. 50% of data, that is your median. Okay. Any doubt with the discussion of median? So median basically means the middlemost value, 50% of data. Then there's something called quartiles. There's something called quartile. So when we say quartile basically means 25% of data. So when we say median, median means half. Already I have spoken about median. Median is half or 50% of the data. I hope you are clear with the concept of median. Median basically means the 50% of the data. Then when we talk about quartiles, quartiles is about when we say quartiles here we'll talk about 25% of the data. So mainly imagine when we talk about quartiles, we have two kinds of quartiles. We have quartile 1, which we called as lower quartile, which is quartile 1. And then we have another quartile called quartile 3, which is called upper quartile. Okay, we don't use the term called quartile 2, which is middle quartile, because middle quartile will become your median one. Quartile 1 basically talks about the 25% of total data. Quartile 3 will talk about 75% of total data. Quartile 2 talks about 50% of the data. Okay, your quartile 2 talks about your 50% of data, that is quartile 2. So which is equal to median only. So normally we don't talk about quartile 2. I hope you're getting the logic. So again, the way I have told you the calculation of the median, like the same way we'll do the calculation of quartile. If it comes any question related to quartiles, we'll do the same way. Okay, so we'll arrange the data in ascending order, and then for quartile 1, if you want quartile 1, a raw data calculation if it require, although in exam they don't ask, I'm just telling you. So in quartile 1 raw data calculation, if they're asking us, so that will follow the formula called n plus 1 by fourth observation. Okay, and for quartile 3, we'll follow the formula called p into n plus 1 by fourth observation. So this is quartile 3 formula, quartile 1 formula. You remember when I told you median was n plus 1 by 2, meaning 50% of data. Quartile 1 is n plus 1 by fourth observation, n plus 1 by 4. Quartile 3 would be 3 times of n plus 1 by 4. So same way, the way we have done median calculation, like the same way only we'll do the quartile calculation also. So like suppose, imagine if I give you some data, like suppose this data one. Suppose question number 6. If you see question number 6, and if I am asking you calculate the quartiles, calculate the quartile, suppose if I'm asking you calculate the quartile, so what you will do, like the way we did median, what we did, we arrange the data in ascending order, right? So here also we'll arrange the data in ascending order. Here also we'll arrange the data in ascending order. Here also we'll arrange the data in ascending order. So, and then if I arrange the data in ascending order, the smallest value is 5. Then we have next highest, smallest is 8. Then, then I think I can see 10. Okay. Then I can see is 18. Then I can see 15 and then followed by 18. I'll arrange the data in ascending order. Then I can see is 25. Okay. Then I can see 30. Then 35, 40. Then 35, 40. So here the n basically is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. N is basically 9. So for median, what you have done, n plus 1 by 2, that much observation. So if you want quartile 1, what you will do, you will follow n plus 1 by fourth observation. Okay, so n is 9. So 9 plus 1, 10. 10 by 4 means 2.5 observation.
2.5.
So that would be your quartile 1. So how will you find 2.5th observation? 2.5th observation, nothing but second observation plus third observation divide by 2. Second observation is 8. Third observation is 10. So 8 plus 10 divided by 2, you will get 9. So your quartile 1 would be 9. I hope you understood this. If I talk about quartile 3, if I talk about quartile 3 would be nothing but 3 into n plus 1 by fourth observation. So n is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10, 10 by 4, 10 by 4 is 2.5, 2.5 threesa, 2.5 threesa would be what, 7.5 observation, correct, right? So 7.5 observation would be 7th observation plus 8th observation divided by 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7th observation is 30, 8th observation is 35. So 30 plus 35 is 65 by 2. So you will get 32.5. So your quartile 3 would be 32.5. Quartile 1 would be what? Quartile 1 would be what? 9. I hope you understood this calculation, very basic calculation. What we did in median, the same thing we do in quartile. Quartile is simply 1/4. Median was half.
Yes, sir, got it.
So can you repeat?
What part you did not understand? So once you understood quartile 1, quartile 3, you can remember few formula. One is interquartile range. One is interquartile range. Interquartile range is Q3 minus Q3 minus Q1 interquartile range. Then you have quartile deviation. Then you have quartile deviation. Quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 by 2. So interquartile range is Q3 minus Q1. Quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 by 2. Okay, remember this. Then the third thing is coefficient of quartile deviation. coefficient of quartile deviation. Coefficient of quartile deviation is Q3 minus Q1 by Q3 plus Q1 into 100. Just write down this formula. So you should know these formulas with respect to quartiles. So when you have a data with class interval with frequency, so if you want quartile, whichever quartile you want, you apply the same formula L plus X by F, the same formula what we did for median. So the same formula we can use for quartile and we can find the value, whichever quartile you want. Same wise, how we did median calculation, like the same way you can use quartile calculation and we can find the values. Okay, so if I give you class interval with frequency, suppose if I give you class interval 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, then 30 to 40, then 40 to 50, then 50 to 60. Imagine if I give you frequency like 17 to 9, 14, 6, something like this. And if I ask you find the quartile for this data, so what you need to do, guys, for median, quartile, decile, percentile, always you have to write your data in the form of less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency. So you have to write less than class interval, okay, with less than cumulative frequency, less than class interval with less than cumulative frequency. If you want, you can skip less than class interval. If you want, you can skip. The purpose why I'm writing, because I just want to make sure that you always remember that whenever you write less than, you have to always use upper limit. So here if you write less than, then this would be less than 20, then this would be less than 30, then this would be less than 40, then less than 50, then less than 60, less than cumulative frequency 17, 17 plus 2, 19, 19 plus 9, 28, 28 plus 14, 42, 42 plus 6, 48. Here the sum of f will be also 48. Once you get this, if you want quartile or quartile 1, you want, what you have to do first, you have to find sum of f by 4, means 48 by 4, 48 by 4 will get 12. So sum of f by 4 is 12. Once you get this, then you have to see in less than cumulative frequency the next value which is higher than this. So the next value which is higher than this, the next value which is higher than 12 is, the next value which is higher than 12 is 17. So your L here will be 10, your H here will be 10, your H means upper limit minus lower limit, your frequency here will be 17, and cumulative frequency, there's no frequency before it, that will be 0. So here then for Q1 you just follow the same formula L plus H by F, then sum of F by 4 minus CF. So Q1 L is 10 plus H is 10, frequency is 17. Sum of F by 4 you get 12 minus 0. You just need to solve this. So Q1 would be 10 plus 10 by 17 into 12. So the value of Q1 would be 10 plus, the value of Q1 would be 10 plus 120 by
17.0.
So your Q1 would be 17. 17 sevens is 119. So 17 point something you will get. So I can write that as Q1 is 17. So like the way we found the Q1, like the same way we can do Q3 calculation. For Q3, what we have to find? For Q3, you have to find 3 into sum of f by 4. So 3 into sum of f by 4, if you do, you will get 36. You have to see the next value which is bigger than 36 in cumulative frequency. So the next value which is bigger than 36 is 40 to 50. Like the same way, the way we do median calculation, like the same way we'll do quartile calculation. Okay, so here the next value which is bigger than that 36 is 42. So L for U would be L for U would be 40, frequency for U would be 14. Okay, then cumulative frequency for U is 28. Okay, so H for U is 10. Okay, so once you get this values, apply the formula of Q3. Apply the formula of Q3. Q3, if you want Q3 calculation, Q3 that is L plus H by F, 3 into sum of F by 4 minus F. 3 Q3 L will be 40 plus H is 10 by F is 40, 3 into sum of F by 4, 36 minus 28. So your Q3 is 40 plus this is 5 by 7 into 8.
5.7.
So your Q3 will be
45.71.
1 minute, sir. 40 plus
45.71.
sir, 1 minute I'm telling you, sir. Please let me do my calculation. So here 5 by 7 into 8, you will get 40 by 7. Once you get 40 by 7, you know the table of 7. So you know that 7 5 are 35. So you can write this as 57 128. So you will get Q3 as approximately we can get 46. So like the way we did Q1, Q3, we can find quartile deviation if it require in the question. If it require, we can find quartile deviation. You know quartile deviation, nothing but Q3 minus Q1 by 2. So that would be 46 minus 17 by 2. So this would be 9. This would be 29 by 2. That will be 14.5. If it requires, simply I'm telling you. So you should be good with the concept of quartiles. So once you have understood the concept of quartile, so once you understood the concept of quartile, the same concept of quartile we can use when we talk about decile, percentile, quintile, everywhere the same logic we use. If I talk about decile basically means decile basically means tenth of a data, 1/10 of the data. So you have decile D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, D8, D9, D10. Your decile 5 is nothing but equal to median only. So if I give you raw data, then the decile ith value decile you can find I into n plus 1 by 10th observation. That calculation you can do for decile. Okay, if raw data is given. Similarly, if I ask you class interval with frequency, then if I ask you class interval with frequency, you can use the formula L plus H by F into I into sum of F by 10 minus C. The way we did quartile, like the same way we'll do decile. First, we'll find the value of I into sum of F by 10, and we'll see the next value which is greater than I into sum of F by 10, and then accordingly we'll put the value and we'll calculate. So decile and all don't come in exam. Simply for your knowledge, I'm telling you, decile is basically 1/10 part of the calculation. If you do for the total population, that is what decile is all about. Okay, so then if I talk about after decile, if I talk about percentile, if I give you raw data, then percentile means 1% of the data. If I give you raw data, then the formula of percentile is I into n plus 1 by 100 observation. Same thing what we did, you arrange the data in ascending order and then you follow the same calculation. If I give you class interval with frequency, if I give you class interval with frequency, then the same way, decile was 1/10 of the data, percentile would be 1/100 of the data. So if I give you class interval with frequency, so which percentile you're talking about, that will be L plus H by F I into sum of F by 100 minus E. So, so the way we did median calculation, like the same way we'll do quartile calculation, like the same way we do percentile calculation. More or less, every calculation belongs to be done in the same way. That is how it need to be done. So it's all follow the same pattern. So the way we do median, like the same way we'll do quartile, like the same way we'll do percentile. Anyone, any doubt, please ask me. So if we see this example 15.1.8, these data are given to us and we had to find quartile 1, D6 and P82. The first thing what we need to do, we need to arrange the data in ascending order. Okay, and once we arrange the data in ascending order, what we can get here like 50, 56, 65, 75, 80, 82, 90, 120, 130. Once you arrange the data in ascending order, quartile one you can easily find because I already explained you that part. If I talk about decile 6, if I talk about decile 6, D6, so as I told you, whenever you get raw data, whenever you have raw data, the formula what you need to follow is I into n plus 1 by 10th observation. Here the I is 6. So n is, what is n? If you see the n is, you can count the number of term, n is 10. So 10 plus 1 by 10th observation. So if you see this is 1.1 observation. So you will get decile 6 is 6.6 observation. So how you find 6.6 observation value? 6.6 observation value you will get as 6th observation plus 0.6 into 7th observation minus 6th observation. Use this formula. 6 observation is 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 80. 0.6 seventh observation is 82 minus 80. So you can write 80 plus 0.6 into 2. You will get 81 point. Calculation. So the way this D6 is done, like the same way P82 can be done.
Sir, I didn't get you, sir.
Like the way we can do D6 calculation, like the same way we can do P82 calculation. Same way, 82 into n plus 1 by 100. N is 10. So 10 plus 1, 11. 11 by 100. Point 11 by 100 is 0.11. 0.11 into 82. That way we'll calculate. You want me to do that also? So the same way, the way we did decile, we'll do percentile. Percentile is nothing but 1/100th of the data. Clear? Guys, please reply. Are you getting this? So when we talk about mode, we already understood about median, quartile, decile, percentile. When we talk about mode, so mode basically means the value which repeat maximum number of times. So the value which repeat maximum number of times, that is basically a mode. Okay, so we can find mode also from median and mean. The formula of mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. We'll use the formula of mode. Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. With that formula also we can calculate mode. Okay, the other way how we can calculate mode, normally whenever you see the data, whenever you see data, you just need to see the data which repeat the maximum number of time. So if you see the data which repeat the maximum number of time, that will give you the mode. If I give you raw data, some raw data, some raw data is not there anyway. So you see any question, you see if I imagine if I give you some number like 12, 17, 34, 53, 19, okay, then 12, then 17, then 39, then 44, then 17. If I ask you what is the mode for this set of data, the mode basically means the data.
17.
The mode basically means the data which repeat the maximum number times. You can see 17 came once, 17 came twice, 17 came thrice. Because 17 came 3 times, so the mode for this calculation is 17. Clear everyone? The other way you can calculate mode by the formula mode is equal to 3 median minus 2b. So we can apply that formula, and with that formula we can find the value of mode. Okay. So in case if we are not able to get, imagine a scenario where you have one more dual. Okay. So now it's bimodal data. Like the scenario, this is bimodal scenario where you can see 17 came thrice, 12 also came thrice. So now what is the mode? So now you are having conflict. So in this scenario, you can use this formula mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean, and that will give you the value of. Clear everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you have class interval with frequency, now imagine if I give you class interval like 10 to 20, then 20 to 30, then 30. So 10 to 20, 20 to 30, then 30 to 40, then 40 to 50, then 50 to 60, then 60 to 70. So this is your class interval. This is your frequency. Suppose 17, 19, 24, then maybe 8, then maybe 27, then maybe 19 something. So here, if I ask you what is mode, how to find the mode if you have class interval with frequency. So the mode formula is L plus H f1 minus f naught divided by 2 f1 minus f naught. This is the formula of mode. If you have class interval with frequency, so the frequency which repeat the maximum number of time, that we'll call as f1. The one frequency which is before it is f naught. Another frequency which is after it, that is f2. So here L would be 50 to 60. Calculate mode is 50 plus H means 10. F1 is 27 minus F naught. F naught is 8. F naught is 8 divided by 2 into F1. 2 into 27 minus 8 minus 19. So mode here, if we have to calculate the value of mode is 50 plus 10, 27 minus 8, that would be 19, and 27 twos are 54 minus 19 plus 8, that is 27. 19 plus 8, that would be 27. So your mode is 50 plus 10, 54 minus 27, that would be 27. So this mode will
Sir, that is 19, sir.
that is 19. So 50
Yeah.
plus this would be 190 by 27. So 27 table, if you see 27 table, 5 will be
27 sir.
145, 27 6 27 6 42, 12 162, 7
27.
189. So approximately 57 you will get done.
Yes, sir.
If you get class interval with frequency, you can find mode very easily by this one. Clear everyone? Any doubt, anyone?
No, sir.
So once you understood mean, median, mode, then the next thing we can understand is geometric mean. So when we talk about geometric mean, if you get a raw data, then the formula for the geometric mean is x1 into x2 into x3 till xn to the power 1 by n. That is a formula of geometric mean. If you have raw data, okay, and whatever numbers are there, you multiply them and you take the nth root of the number. Not that much relevant for exam purpose. If you have class interval with frequency, if you have class interval with frequency, then the formula of geometric mean will find the mid value, that is your class mark. So x1 to the power f1, x1 to x2 to the power f2, then x3 to the power f3 till xn to the power fn to the power 1 by summation of. If we have class interval with frequency, we'll find the geometric mean like this. So simple calculation, sum of frequency, you know that. Okay, so we'll find the mid value that we call as x. Frequencies we know about them. We'll put their frequency. We'll get the answer. Like suppose if I ask you what is the geometric mean of, suppose if I ask you what is the geometric mean of 8, 16, 64, okay, and 40 something. If I ask you what is the geometric mean of 8, 16, 64, and 40. So what we need to do, how to find geometric mean, simply multiply the number 8 into 16 into 64 into 40 to the power 1 by 4. So 8, I can write 8 as 2 cube as 2 to the power 4, 64 as 2 to the power 6, 40 I can write as 2 cube into 5, 8 5s are 40 to the power 1 by 4. So this will be nothing but if base is same, power get added. So 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 6, 13, 13 plus 6, 16
16.
into 5 to the power 1 by 4. This would be 2 to the power 16 to the power 1 by 4 into 5 to the power 1 by 4. So this is 2 to the power 4 and fourth root of 5. 2 to the power 4 is 16, fourth root of
4th root 5.
that is your answer. Next thing to discuss is harmonic mean. And if I give you raw data, then the formula of harmonic mean is n divided by summation of 1 by xi. That is the formula of harmonic mean. Okay, and if I give you class interval with frequency, if I give you class interval with frequency, if I give you class interval with frequency, harmonic mean is summation of f divided by summation of fi by xi. Remember the formulas of here, the harmonic mean formula. If you have raw data or if you have class interval frequency, So again, not that much important for exam point of view. If I ask you calculate the harmonic mean of 8, the harmonic mean of very simple. N is total number of data. How many data are there? 3 data are there. 3 divided by 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 8. Solve. Either you take LCM or you can solve it manually. 2, 3, 8 LCM. That will be, I think, will be 24. Okay, so then this would be 24 divided by 2, 12. Then 24 divided by 3, that would be 8. And this would be 3. It would be 3 into 24 by 23. This would be 72 by 20. So this will be 3 point something. You'll get points. Always know the relation that arithmetic mean of n data will be greater than equal to geometric mean of n data, that will be greater than or equal to harmonic mean of n data. Okay, and remember the next relationship, that the square of geometric mean is equal to arithmetic mean into harmonic mean. Again, you should know these things. Okay. So arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean. Already I told you the formula, right? Arithmetic mean, if n numbers are there, arithmetic mean will be, suppose n numbers are there, you simply add them. If I ask you arithmetic mean, you simply add them, divide by n. That is arithmetic mean. Geometric mean is multiply them. Geometric mean is multiply them to the power 1 by n. Harmonic mean is n divided by 1 by x1 plus 1 by x2 to 1 by x. You know this. Already I have discussed about them. Any doubt, anyone? Anyone, any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay.